Hello, my name is Kenna Barker, and my final project is about the difference between purebred dogs and mixed breed dogs, if there even is much of a difference between them. So the first thing we're going to talk about is dog domestication. So the oldest fossil of domesticated dog was found about 14,000 years ago in an old dog grave. However, DNA evidence suggests that dogs and wolves diverged much earlier than that. That's just when they were first domesticated. They were mostly domesticated first as companions, but are also used as guard dogs and hunting dogs, and they would have been very specialized in those tasks. Okay, so next we have the pet dog. A pet is typically defined as an animal that is domesticated, tamed, named, and kept for companionship and allowed in the home. Once you name an animal, you then become attached to it and you include it in your life and your social circle. Even though these dogs are technically pets, they can still be used for emotional support and as service dogs, companions, as well as for sports and as working dogs. Alright, up next we'll be talking about the breeding that goes into this. So purebred dogs are held to very, very specific standards. These standards can sometimes hurt a dog, such as very smushed faces in pugs and French bulldogs. It makes it very, very hard for them to breathe. This breeding has given us very, very specialized dogs for specific tasks. Now with purebred, some people can be very biased because when you get a dog from a very good breeder, these dogs are well socialized, well bred, and tested for diseases and disorders. However, while all dogs have their own personality, purebreds do have an advantage because they will have more of the characteristics of the breed itself. Unfortunately, not all purebreds are pedigreed and perfect because there are backyard breeders and puppy mills. So the downside is that these people only care about money and not the health of the dog. So these dogs will end up with health issues. And it won't matter that they're purebred because they'll still have those issues. So next I'll give you some examples of purebred dogs. These are dogs that I've had before and can tell a lot about. So the first ones will be Magic and Scott. They're labs. They were super friendly, super outgoing, loved people, wanted to please, just like any old lab would. They were to the best of standards of a Labrador is. The next one is Gunner, the Australian Shepherd. He's super smart, super intelligent, very good at being a herder. These dogs can be used for service dogs or search and rescue dogs. They're very versatile, but they do need a job and to learn. Same thing with Shetland sheepdogs like Dodgers. They're super energetic and playful, but anyone who wants to get a herding dog needs to do their research because they are very different and require a lot of work. And as with any child who probably had a golden retriever, they're the best family dogs. They are lovely, intelligent, very smart. They just want to please and be with you, and they're perfect for any childhood dog. So one of the biggest problems with purebred dogs is overbreeding. Dogs get overbred when the demand goes up, such as when a movie comes out, such as Air Bud. Golden retrievers became really overbred and had a lot of health issues because so many people wanted them, and they were inbred because of this, because people just wanted to meet the demand of a golden retriever rather than taking time to make sure you actually had healthy puppies. This is very unfair for the dog, unfortunately. So people can also be biased towards mixed breed dogs because they really like how they can be hardy and have really good, very low incidence of genetic diseases. However, that's only with very specific diseases, not all diseases. Mixed breeds are also very popular because they can be very unique and have very unique personalities depending on the breed mix as well as the parent they take after. Mixed breed dogs, however, can have an unknown temperament if you don't know the mix it is. It can also be a problem when you don't know the background or what parent they're going to be taking after. So here are a couple examples of mixed breed dogs of the dogs that I personally have. So this is Nigel. He's an American Staffordshire Terrier Harrier mix. Like a Harrier, or any hound, he is very very vocal and very intent on the hunt. He nearly stops listening completely when there's a rabbit. But like an American Staffordshire Terrier, he is a bit bulky and strong. He's very smart and very confident, and he is very loyal. He is a good mix between the two in looks, but his personality can get a little varied depending on the day. This is Barry. He's a Cane Corso, which is an Italian Mastiff Lab mix. He's a puppy, so right now we're not too sure, but mostly he'll probably be quite large like a Cane Corso, but he has the temperament of a Lab. He's very outgoing, very smart, and eager to please. He definitely likes to chase like a Lab, but is definitely a little more laid back and affectionate like the Cane Corso is. He's also a little more protective and standoffish like a Cane Corso versus the Lab, who is a lot more open to strangers. So this is Rex. He is a Vizsla Labrador mix. He's very energetic and outgoing like a Lab and loves to chase like a Lab. However, he's a much more taller and lean like a Vizsla, and he is also very affectionate like a Vizsla and would love to just sit in your lap all day. But he is also very smart like a Lab, but very versatile like a Vizsla. So he's a very good mix between the two different breeds. So different than a mutt is a designer dog. These are hybrids that are bred specifically for a reason, such as Labradoodles and Golden Doodles. They are bred with the intent of having the hyperallergenicness of a poodle, but having the temperament of a Lab. They tend to be more expensive because they are designer or hybrid, not just a mutt that was randomly thrown together. They are bred to have the best traits of both parents, so this is very specific selective breeding going on. Okay, so some genetic myths and facts about this topic are that mutts are less likely to inherit genetic diseases, which is not true. They are only less likely to inherit some genetic diseases. For example, with a specific research with a specific thing that I found, only 10 out of 27 dressage or studies purebred dogs were had a greater risk. This includes stuff like epilepsy, elbow dysplasia, cataracts, but it also depends on the breed because some dog breeds are more prone to specific things, like large dogs are very prone to hip problems and hip dysplasia. So it also depends on the dog breeds itself, whether purebred or not. Another myth is that all pedigree puppies are pedigreed and all purebreds are pedigreed. This is not true because of puppy mills. They could be inbred, they could have a lot of health issues. So just because a dog is purebred does not mean that it is pedigreed. There could be other underlying issues going on with that. So in conclusion, it's all going to come down to the genetics of the breed of the dog or breeds of the dog. It's not going to actually matter very much if it's a purebred or a mixed breed, because all of these dogs could have their own health risks and issues, because you can get a purebred from a shelter and it'd be perfectly fine, or you could get a well-bred mutt from a breeder. It's all going to depend on how reputable the breeder in general is and how the puppy was raised and how it was bred. So it's not really going to matter whether it's a purebred or mixed breed. There's only slight differences between the two. They all have their pros and cons. So in conclusion, it doesn't quite matter. It's more the genetics in general that matter. But either way, it's fairly good to do research on what breed of dog you have and want and what breeds your mix might be, because that might help you with training, and not all dogs will fit a specific lifestyle or a specific home or family environment. So it's always good to research the dog either way, whether it's a purebred or a mixed breed. In the end, both of them end up being perfectly good dogs. Genetics just has a lot to do with it.